Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with great recent recordings of the classics. And today we're talking about one of the really amazing classics of the Renaissance. Yes, it's Orlando de Lassus, his Sibylline prophecies. And actually, most great recordings of the Sibylline prophecies have all been past the turn of the 21st century. They've all been rather recent, but this one is particularly recent. It dates from, I think it's like 2020. Is that what it was? Of course, finding the date is always the exciting part of this particular series of videos. The recording date, 2011. Pardon me. Yes, it's 2011, so it seems. And it features, let's see, who does it feature? Oh, yes, the Brabant Ensemble, under Stephen Rice. It's Orlando de Lassus, his Sibylline prophecies, Prophetiae Sibyllarum. Now, I did a video about this particular work, and we talked about a bunch of recordings of it. It's been recorded, like I said, pretty frequently. Oh, it's fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Now, I know it's difficult when you're dealing with this kind of repertoire. I mean, these things, Lassus lived from 1530 to 1594. So these were composed sometime around the 1560s, probably, somewhere in there. And when you're dealing with music of this particular period, we're talking about the high Renaissance, just before the, Baroque period popped up, only 10 years after he died. This guy or so, we had Monteverdi and Orfeo and the birth of opera and the beginnings of the Baroque in like 1607 or somewhere 1610, somewhere in there. So these are late Renaissance masterpieces, and the Renaissance period has just boatloads of a cappella choral music on sacred texts. And it all sounds the same. I mean, it doesn't really. We say that. We say like Baroque music all sounds the same. It doesn't. The better you know the individual styles of the composers, and we're talking about a period that went on for at least 2 or 3 centuries, and then the better you know the different schools of composition and how music was evolving. I mean, you can hear really fairly startling differences, to be honest with you. But if you don't know it, and if you don't have endless amounts of time to invest in listening to it, it will kind of blend together because it's all a cappella, sacred choral music, mostly mass settings and other things. And the best way, I think, to get to know this kind of music, and I said this before when we talked about this piece, is to find works that are strikingly individual and listen to those, because there is nothing that sounds remotely like this in the history of Renaissance music, either textually or even harmonically, although Gesualdo comes close. If you like Gesualdo, it's absolutely amazing. Now, Lassus was unbelievably prolific, just insanely prolific. He wrote, let's see, 60 mass settings, 100 magnificats, 500 motets, several hundred secular works. Here are the very, very fine notes, which are really handy. Really an unbelievable output. And it's of extraordinarily high quality. And it's really impossible for us to tell if it isn't of high quality, because how do you know that it's a bad Renaissance mass setting? I mean, it's got several parts. They're all intertwining polyphonically. If it sounds crazy and dissonant, we say, oh, it's mannered and thrilling. If it sounds boring and monotonous, then we say, well, it's Palestrina. I mean, basically, we are not scholars of this music. And unless you are, you don't have much basis to criticize it. You can only talk about the performance. And of course, the Brabant Ensemble is one of the great small choral groups. I mean, they're not the most photogenic. It looks so, here you go. Not something you would rush out and buy a ticket for. Visually, right? It's like, oh, let's go see this. No, that's not what you go for. It's much better to hear it on record where you don't have to look and see what they're doing. Sorry, guys, but, it is what it is. Anyway, these are amazing, amazing pieces. The Sibylline prophecies are Latin liturgical music, Christian liturgical music, foretelling the coming of Jesus and of Christ and whatever and all that stuff. And it has a wonderful prologue. The prologue is called Carmina Chromatico Quae Audis Modulata Tenore, for 1 minute and 28 seconds. It's actually not terribly long. I mean, these are little 2.5, 3 minute pieces with astonishing harmonies. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 separate movements, each one named after one of the major Sibyls. You just listen to it. It's just amazing. It really is. And on this particular disc, you also get one of his 6-voice masses, the Missa Amor, ecco, colei, which is beautiful and very richly scored. 6 voices means you're going to have really dense, involving, sumptuous polyphony as you listen to the voices interweave and do their goodies, do their things. It's just marvelous. And you get a Magnificat quant in mille anni il ciel, which is also, these are pieces that are based on secular songs or other sacred works by other composers that are worked into the polyphonic fabric, and you never hear it, you never notice, and there's no way that somehow they can tell. You don't worry about it. And then you've got 3 other little pieces that go with this. And we need to get into them because the point is that this is absolutely stunning, and the art of singing this kind of music, this polyphonic music, has really been evolving over the latter half of the 20th century and into the 21st. And so if you enjoy this kind of music, and you should because it is magnificent and there's tons of it, you are in really, really good shape if you're looking for great recordings in the 21st century, great recent recordings. So give this one a shot. You'll be happy that you did. And boy, is this amazing work. It really is. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.